Hi, good afternoon, parents. I am so excited to be bringing you this virtual parent meeting. So welcome to my PE office. I apologize for the snow being such a damper on the beginning of our year kickoff celebration for this running season. However, I am so thankful for technology that I'm able to at least bring you all of the information in this way. So for those of you who don't know, or just need a reminder, I'm Coach Williams. I'm going to be the lead coach for our Marathon Kids season. I do have a wonderful team of 8 or 9 other coaches who will be joining us this season, to include some of our staff members from our special education department. We have a first grade teacher, our music teacher, I have a few fourth grade teachers, and even a third grade teacher who will be joining us. We also are very thankful for some of the other teachers along the way who will be acting as guest coaches. And they will come in to also show some support, get some exercise, and walk and run with the runners some Friday mornings. So I want to get right into it. I have the green paper that you should have gotten home with your child. If you have siblings who are participating, you might have gotten 2. I wanted to make sure everybody had the opportunity to see this and receive this. So I'm going to just, as you're following along, hopefully you have this. If not, check your runner's backpack. Hopefully you're just going to follow along with me, and I'm going to cover as much of the information as possible as if we were right here together doing our parent meeting last Friday. So jumping right into it, our rules and expectations. Every Friday morning we're going to be doing a warm-up, and then we're going to get right into running. And while the kids are participating, both running and in the warm-up and throughout the morning, I've asked for these 4 things. The first and foremost is always respect. All the runners are expected to show respect for the program, for the other runners, as well as for any of the coaches who may be giving directions throughout the morning. Friendship is going to be a big one as well. We want the running club to become a little community, and for them to either make new friends or reconnect with old friends, maybe from years past that they've shared classes with, or maybe they just haven't gotten to know in a while. Honesty, so each runner will be keeping count of their laps. We do this using little bracelets that they just put on their wrist or hold on to, and I just ask that the runners are honest about how many laps they're running so that we can make true goals for each of them, and so that we are making sure that we are getting to our goals in an appropriate and positive way. So I just want to make sure that we are being honest. And safety. When we are running outside, the coaches spread out. However, we are running outside around the school building, and I'm just asking that the runners can keep an eye on each other, make sure that they're staying on the track, on the pathway that we have asked them to stay on, that they are not deviating from that track, that we're not fooling around, and that we're staying safe, and that if there is an emergency or somebody has fallen, that we talk to the runners about making sure that we get a coach right away. And hopefully the coaches are spread out enough that we don't have too many issues anyway. We will be encouraging runners to find pacing partners so that they utilize the buddy system, so they won't ever be completely by themselves. With that being said, so we have respect, friendship, honesty, and safety. At the very bottom of this, you see what we call the one and done policy. One and done just means that if I have any safety issues or any disrespectful behaviors, you'll get a written note from me or a written dojo, or we'll just verbally have a quick conversation. If it happens again, that was the one, they'll be done, and I'll have to dismiss them from the team. Thank goodness I have not had to do this. Most of the time the runners become very good leaders. They mature a little bit during this process, and they definitely make sure that they are taking it seriously. So I have not had to impose that policy yet. So the running session timelines, I mentioned earlier, every morning we start with a warm-up. The doors will open at 8:15. One of the coaches will greet the kids at the door, so please do not ring the doorbell. We will greet you at the door. We will let the runners in. They'll come in. They'll right away get started on a warm-up with another coach, some stretching. We talk about the importance of a warm-up. We talk about what are some good stretches to get them ready for their running sessions, as well as things to help increase and make sure that we're preventing injury. So doors open at 8:15 and we do a warm-up. Then we get started right away with our running session. We'll probably start with a 20 to 25-minute running session and slowly increase every week or so by a few minutes until we reach about 45 or 50 minutes of just running. And when I say running, I do mean walking, pacing. I have coaches who will do walk a lap, run 2 laps, walk a lap, run a lap. I do have some runners who are ready to just run the whole time. Everyone's going to be at different levels, so we're going to make sure that we give ample opportunity for everybody to set their personal goals and to be sure that we are encouraging them along the way. If anybody is going to be late, I believe I have that in there, a little note. Please contact me ASAP via Dojo, an email, or just give the school a quick call so that I know that they're not there that day. But also, if we're already running and a runner comes in late, it's not going to be a safe thing for them to jump right in. We need to make sure that every runner who is running for the run in the morning has the opportunity to do the warm-up and to do the stretches, because it's the safe thing to do. So please, please, please make sure that you communicate that with me so that I can work out that morning. Make sure they have a coach warming them up or with them. Unexcused absences or absences without prior communication with me will result in the dismissal from the team. So if we're just not showing up, that's going to be a one and done policy as well. So if there's no communication, I understand our kids get sick. I understand that emergencies happen. Even if the communication happens that day or later that day, that's fine. Just please, please, please let me know so that I don't assume that it was an unexpected, unexcused absence. Also, most importantly, as the kids are running, we do need to make sure that they are in proper clothing. So sweatpants, leggings, shorts, t-shirts, appropriate tank tops, sweatshirts are all going to be acceptable. Layers, 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 layers. Especially the first couple months when the weather is a little wonky, we want to make sure that we have long sleeves on, short sleeves on, and I'd rather the children take layers off and peel layers off than be too hot or too cold. Jeans will not be acceptable, so please make sure it is not safe for them, and it also, when they start to sweat, is not good for them to be in. So please make sure that we have appropriate clothing on. Running sneakers are going to be a safety, as well as we want to make sure we're preventing any injuries, so we want to make sure that we have running sneakers on. Converse and Vans and boots or shoes that are more fashionable, we'll say, than athletic. I do want to make sure that we are putting our kids in the right shoes and teaching them early on the importance of having a good fitting shoe for their safety, as well as to prevent any soreness or injuries. And if you have any questions about that or any issues, please just let me know. Contact me on the side. All right, item number 4, so parent donations. So parents are asked to help out and support in 2 ways. The first way is, of course, encouraging your runner, maybe taking some walks and some runs with them at home in between the Friday sessions. So encouraging them is first and foremost very important. The second thing we ask parents to do is help by donating water bottles or fresh fruits. In the morning, when we're done running, the kids will be dismissed at 9:20 to go to their appropriate classrooms and begin their breakfast and arrival procedures. However, we want to make sure that the children immediately have a water bottle and a fresh fruit available for recovery while they're cooling down. So fresh fruits, there's going to be 3 options. You can provide bananas, which can always be cut in half, apples, which again can be cut in half, and oranges, like the little baby halos, are always the best and easy for them to peel. So fresh fruit or water bottles. There is a Sign Up Genius link in my email that if you click on it, you should see what slots are still open for which days. Sign Up Genius is great because then you'll get an email reminding you exactly what week you signed up for. And if you are bringing anything in, I just ask that you drop it off that morning if it's fresh fruit. And if it's water bottles, you can bring it any time during that week and leave it in the front office labeled Running Club, and they will let me know. So we want to make sure that we plan for to provide these things for all of the runners as well as the coaches. We want to take care of our coaches since this is a volunteered position. We want to make sure we appreciate them as well. And so we ask that we plan for about 45 people, runners, and coaches. And again, bananas and apples can always be cut in half, so if needed, we can do that. Snacks and waters, excellent. Please sign up before next Friday. So this Friday, I'm going to go ahead and take care of I have a parent who already volunteered to take care of water bottles, and I'm going to go ahead and make sure I pick up the fresh fruit for this Friday. So the sign up will begin next Friday. So please, please, please make sure you take a look at that prior to then. All right, so here's the cool part. So item number 5 is the miles and rewards. So the whole program is teaching and training the runners on how to pace themselves, set goals, and eventually accomplish those goals. So we accumulate miles as we go. The goal for every runner coming from coach is going to be to complete their first marathon worth of miles, again, accumulated. So that's 26.2 miles that they will accumulate over time. When they reach their 26 miles, Marathon Kids, where your registration fee went to, will allow them to earn their Marathon Kids t-shirt with, of course, the 26.2 logo and counting, because of course we don't want them to stop just at one marathon. When they reach 2, and I haven't received all of the goodies yet this year, so I don't know what they're going to send me. 1 year it was shoelaces. 1 year it was a patch. 1 year it was shoe tags that also went on the shoes. So each time they complete, for example, this one's 52.4. This one says 78.6. So each marathon worth of miles gets added and accumulated together, and they get goodies along the way. When they finish 4 marathons, that one is celebrated later on at our finishers celebration, where we get to have fun and we get to give awards out and rewards, and the rest of the 4 marathons, which will come later on. So they earn their first, second, and third rewards right away. And then their 4th marathon, if they make it all the way to the 104 miles altogether, they will earn their 4th reward as well. So extra miles this year. So at the end of our running session, while the kids are having their water bottles and fruit snacks and getting ready for their day, I'm going to be passing out these mini mile logs. This is for them to take home, and again, encouraging them to run and walk at home. And for each mile they complete, they will be able to fill in their own miles. So hopefully you get an opportunity between Friday to Friday to take some kids out. I know the mall is a great place in the morning on Saturdays to take the kids to walk. I believe 1 whole lap is a mile. Or if safe in the neighborhood, or with groups, or with their older siblings. However they can get those miles in, they can be counted towards their accumulative mile count. So each Friday morning they'll be able to, when they check in with a coach, they'll be able to bring this mile log, even if they just did 1 more, or if they were able to complete 10 more. We want to know, and we want to make sure that every single mile counts. Please make sure that their runner's name is on there, as well as your parent initials. That's just to make sure I know that you knew that your runner did all these miles and that you're vouching for them. And there will always be a due date. We will not accept anything late, so even if you have to snap a picture and send it to me, I still will count it, but I do not need 5 of them all at once. So please make sure that they're doing this between Friday sessions. And this was supposed to go home last Friday, so we're a week behind, and that's fine. All right. Let me make sure I just recap real quick. So we went through our agenda. We welcomed everybody to Marathon Kids Running Club. I have 9 other coaches who are working with me, so you'll get to meet them along the way. We went through our rules and expectations for our runners, to include respect, friendship, honesty and safety, and please understand that if there's any issues along the way, you will definitely hear from me along the way, both positive, and if I have to do any, hopefully no negative comments, no negative emails come. We want to celebrate every single runner, and we want to make sure that we are staying positive and on the right track. If it comes up that a runner is not following any of these rules or expectations, then I will put in place the one and done policy and ask that they no longer attend our running sessions. So the running session timeline is that the doors will open at 8:15 a.m. sharp, and it is important for them to be at the warm-up. Then we run however long we're running for the day. Then we have our cool down and our fresh fruit and water bottle, and then we dismiss to our regular classes for the day. I think I covered anything, but of course item number 6 is questions. If you have any questions now or any time along the way, please shoot me an email and I'll make sure I get back to you, hopefully within 24 hours. The last page is just for you to help give you some suggestions on how you're going to encourage your runner to prepare for the running sessions and how you're going to encourage your runner along the way by modeling those healthy behaviors. Our kids see what we do, they want to be just like us, and they're going to do what we do. So here, these are just a few little tidbits and tips that you can do, that you're modeling, that you're doing with your runner. Of course, what's good for them is going to be good for us, so I want to encourage this to not only just be for the runners, but for you as well as for your family. There's some good things on there. I believe that's it. That's all I really wanted to say. I know that was a big mouthful, and I will also put it in an email. And I think that this was so much fun. I feel like a YouTube sensation. So if you made it this far and you've been able to follow along in your agenda, please let me know by sending me an email to just say, saw the video. You can say, saw the video and looked great. Okay. This was awesome. If you liked this idea, let me know. Hopefully we don't have to do this again at the end. When we do our finishers celebration, I want to make sure that I see all the parents' faces and all of the kids and all the runners smiling and happy that we are finished. Our last running club session will be May 17th with our final run on May 18th. So we want to put those dates in our calendar now. I will schedule the celebration as soon as I can as we work through and up to May on the calendar. So hopefully if you have any questions, email me, and I'll see everybody on Friday at 8:15 a.m. Happy running. Thank you.